All right, well, let's start in our nice, easy, but tall seat. Anchoring those sit bones, getting comfortable, and then we'll rise up. Use that exhale to relax and release your shoulders. If you want, you can blink your eyes closed. And we'll just settle in for just a couple of breaths to separate this time from the rest of our day, to try and be fully present for our practice. And at least for this little bit of time, all that matters is what happens on our mat. Maybe you notice the breath. And let's take two more breaths here before adding any movement. Let's come to our tabletop next, hands and knees. We'll take a few cat and cow. We'll inhale to lift the gaze and drop the belly button. On our exhale, we'll round the spine, tuck the chin toward the chest for our cat. And then we'll flow between. Inhale for our cow. Exhale, round for cat. Last one. And then we'll walk or slide our hands forward and we'll melt between the arms down toward the mat. You don't have to get to the mat. We want that nice stretch in the shoulders. And on the inhale, we're going to walk our hands to the top of the mat. Spread those fingers, tuck those toes, and we'll send it up and back for that first down dog. Maybe we pedal things out here. Maybe you want to bend both knees at the same time or take the hips a little side to side. And then we're going to make our way to the top of our mat and into our ragdoll, hanging heavy, grabbing opposite elbows. And then we'll release our hands and roll all the way up. Coming into that standing, rooted mountain. And on our inhale, we'll reach up tall, palms together overhead. Let's draw some circles here. And we'll switch directions. And then coming back to neutral, we'll inhale at center. Exhale, we'll take those fingertips to the right. Inhale, we'll come up through center. Exhale, fingertips to the left. Inhale, reaching tall. We'll exhale to hinge and fold. Plant our hands, step it back to our plank. On our exhale, we'll lower down nice and controlled. Inhale, we'll lift the chest, baby cobra. And exhale, we'll press back, down dog. On our inhale, we'll walk to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale for halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we'll sweep up tall. Exhale, fold, planting the hands, stepping back to plank. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, we'll lift the chest. And exhale, we'll press back, down dog. And we'll make our way to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. Exhale, we'll fold. Plant those hands, step back to plank. Exhale, lowering down. On your inhale, you can find a baby cobra or your up dog. Exhale, send it back, down dog. We're gonna take our left leg, three-legged dog. On that exhale, we're gonna sweep it under, bring it to the top of the mat. We're gonna seal our right foot down, coming to warrior one. So those right toes will flare out to about 45 degrees. Hips toward the top of the mat. Then we're gonna anchor that front left foot, begin to shift more of our weight to that foot. And we're gonna pick that back knee up, pull it all the way out in front to about 90 degrees, like there's a big step in front of us. Soften the shoulders, the breath. Then we're gonna send that foot back, extend it long, and we're gonna try to land and plant, crescent lunge. We'll lower those hands to our runner's lunge. And down to our low lunge. If you wanna rise up in your low lunge, you can do that. But don't feel like you have to. We're gonna take our back right leg and we're gonna send it across the wide edge of the mat. And we're gonna open up to that wide edge into our gate position. Left leg is long toward the top of the mat. We'll slide down the left leg, right arm up and over. And then we'll move through center. We'll plant our right fingers on the mat or on a block, and we'll sweep to the left. And we'll come back up into center. We'll turn back toward the top of our mat. Bring that right leg back behind. Plant our hands, tuck those right toes. Ground down and rise up, crescent lunge. As we lower those hands, you can make your way back to down dog or to a plank or even to child's pose. If you want, we can add the bottom, exhale to lower, inhale, lift, exhale, down dog. And then we'll all lower down to a child's pose, just to take a couple of breaths, sealing in our practice. And then on our inhale, flowing forward, exhale, send it back for your down dog. And we'll take our other side. We'll extend that right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweeping it under. We're gonna come to that warrior one on this side. Left toes to at 45 degrees. And we're gonna anchor in that front right foot. Launch, pull that knee out in front. Nice and controlled. Use your core. We're gonna send that left foot back behind, extend, land, crescent lunge. And we'll lower to our runner's lunge. Slide that back foot if you need to. Get nice length in your runner's lunge. And lowering our back leg all the way down for low lunge. Again, you can rise up if you want to the knee, or even arms overhead, whatever's gonna feel good. On our next breath, we're gonna make our way into that gate. So we're gonna take our back left foot, bring it behind us to the wide edge, rise up tall. We'll slide down our right leg first, left arm up and over. And then coming through center, we'll lower those left fingers and sweep the right. And we'll come back, find center, turn toward the top, back to that low lunge. And we'll tuck our left toes, runner's lunge, ground down, rise up, crescent lunge. And then as we lower those hands, same options here. You can step back to down dog, child's pose, or your plank, taking that bottom of the flow if you want to. And then again, we'll all meet down in our child's pose. On our inhale, we're going to flow forward. Exhale, down dog. And we'll step walker, hop to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping tall. On that exhale, we're going to hinge and fold. Step back to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. And take our right leg first. Three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it under. Find that warrior one. Back leg is straight. Nice bend in the front leg. Inhale, we'll plant the hands. Step back to plank, or you can go straight to down dog. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. And we'll take the other side, lifting the left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweeping it under, warrior one. Lowering the hands, same option. Take the flow if you want to, or down to, or straight back to down dog. And then we'll make our way to the top of the mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And on that inhale, we're going to reach up tall. Exhale, hinge and fold. We'll plant the hands. Step back to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. And if you want to, you can lower to child's pose and skip the second sun salutation B, adding those warrior ones. Or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, we'll take another round. So we'll extend that right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweeping it under, coming to that warrior one. Lowering those hands, step back to your plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. And taking the left leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweeping it under, rise tall, warrior one on this side. And lowering those hands. Last flow here at the bottom. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down dog. And then we'll make our way to that child's pose. All meeting there, grounding down, slowing the breath. And on that inhale, we're gonna rise up to our tabletop. And first, let's open up the left hand up toward the ceiling. We can circle the wrist one way and then the other way. And then we're gonna sweep that left hand palm up all the way under, lowering our left shoulder, left ear down to the mat. You can walk your right hand all the way to the top of the mat, or you could bind the right arm behind the back with the palm up. And then we're gonna plant the right hand, sweep the left, all the way open and release. And then we're gonna open up the right arm, circle the wrist one way and the other. Then we'll sweep our right hand all the way under the body. Lowering into our twist on this side. Maybe the left fingers crawl to the top. Maybe we bind them behind the back. And then we're gonna plant that left hand, sweep the right all the way open and release. And make our way into seated. And let's bring soles of the feet together. Out in front first. We'll grow up nice and tall. Take our fold, hinge from the hips. When you find your stretch, then you can round and hang heavy. And we're gonna roll all the way back up. We're gonna take our right foot first, and we're gonna pull it back by our left hip. And then we're gonna try to walk our left foot around our right knee, keeping the sole of the left foot on the mat as much as we can. We're gonna turn our shoulders square to our left knee and maybe hug it in a little bit into the chest, hopefully feeling that stretch all the way down into the hip. Growing nice and tall. Then we're gonna reach our left hand behind, add the twist if we want to. And as we come back around to center, we're gonna take this left foot and try to pull it further back toward that right hip. Maybe the knees, we can get in line. They may not touch or be close, but trying to get them as close as we can to being in line, growing up tall. Hopefully feeling that stretch in the hips. If you have real open hips, you may need to add like a fold to get that stretch and feel. Wherever it feels good for you, where you can breathe into the stretch, we'll hold there. And then we'll roll up, slowly unwind to those legs. And we're going to take the other side. So we'll lead with our left foot. Pull it back by your right hip. Walk that right foot around. Turn nice and square to that knee. Hug it into chest. We'll hold here for just a few breaths. And then you can stay here or take that twist, reaching the right arm behind, gazing back. And then we'll come back around, pulling that right foot this time over the top toward that left hip. Settle, grow nice and tall. Maybe you stay here. If you need, you can add that fold. And we'll grow up tall. Unwind. We're going to send both legs out in front. Maybe we'll slide down toward the end of the mat. I always even take my feet off the mat. So we're going to do some roll ups. So we're going to want a lot of mat behind us if possible. We're going to extend our arms out in front. And then with control, we're going to pull that core in, lower down nice and slow until the arms point straight up toward the ceiling. Then again, with control, pull the belly button in and roll back up, trying to keep those legs anchored to the mat. If you want to add the stretch at the top, you can do that. And then just take your flow, your pace, nice and controlled all the way down and all the way back up. If at any point you have had enough of these, you can just roll on down. We'll all be there shortly when we finish up. Otherwise, let's do 4 if you want, 4 more. Last 2. And last 1. And then we'll make our way all the way down onto the mat. Kind of readjust if you need to, the hips, the shoulders. Get settled here. And then let's windshield wiper the knees side to side. When you're about even, we'll bring the knees back into center. And we're going to bring our right ankle to the top of our left knee. And then we'll pull that left leg in toward the chest. You can use the hands if you want to pull that leg closer. Really seal your lower back against the mat. Breathe into your right hip. We're going to release that leg, but keep our right foot elevated. A couple of options here. You can stay just like this and drop the knee and the foot to the twist. If you want a little bit more, you can completely cross your right leg over your left and then drop both knees to the left. Whatever feels good for you today. And then we'll get our arms comfortable and we'll tip our gaze to the right. And then we're going to come back up into center. We'll unwind and then we'll bring left ankle to the top of the right knee. Pull that right leg into the chest. Get settled here with that back and then breathe into the hip. And we're going to release that right leg. Same options here. You can stay with the foot elevated and take your twist, or if you want that more intense twist, you can cross the left leg completely over the right, drop both knees to that right side, arms out comfortably, gaze to the left. And we'll come back up into center. As we uncross, let's hug both knees into the chest. We'll rock side to side, massaging out the spine, getting ready for that final pose. One more big inhale, maybe squeeze those knees in, and then we'll exhale, release, relax, send the legs long, let those feet fall open. Use any props that you want to make yourself feel even more comfortable here in this pose where we get to fully release and relax. Ready to sink into the floor. Let the whole body be heavy. And again, all we have to do is be right here, fully present with each breath, each inhale, each exhale, each breath, one at a time. with the next few breaths, we're not going to move just yet, but we're going to scan that body from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet. Just checking in with ourselves, how we're feeling. Then maybe beginning to invite some movement back, fingers, toes. And then drawing our knees in, we'll make our way to either side. We can roll to the left or to the right. And we'll pause here for just a few final breaths of practice. A way to breathe in all the good of our practice and to exhale out anything we don't want to carry with us anymore. And then as you're ready, we'll make our way back up into our easy seat. Thank you very much for sharing practice with me today. The light in me greets, honors, and bows to the light that's in you. Namaste.